Yo, what's up? Yo. Morning, everybody. What's going on? Another beautiful day. Working our way towards that weekend, yeah? Yeah. Uh, dude. Dudes and dudesettes. Day 29 of Witcher. We got like a month worth of Witcher in at this point. And we're not even close to being finished, by the way. So that's a thing. Um, and we will get into that this morning as soon as we get our gaming news segment, video gaming news segment taken care of. Let's go. Let's do what we do. Let's go see what's going on in the world of gaming, yeah? Stay current, stay up to date, man. Cool. Let's go. Move that up. All right. Um, see what we got. Yep, we know about all that. Mm-hmm. This sounds like speculation, but we'll take a quick peek here. GTA 5, Elden Ring, and more could be coming to Xbox Cloud Gaming. Uh, Again, cloud gaming is their streaming service. Do not confuse that with their Game Pass, which is their subscription service. Those are two different things. But cloud streaming is exclusive to Game Pass titles. So they are kind of tied in as well. We'll take a look and see what's going on. Okay, it looks like Epic finally got their block lifted in Indonesia. If you guys remember, about a week and a half ago, somewhere between a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I think it was. There were a lot of blocks that came down in Indonesia for different companies. Many of them media related or entertainment related, I guess. Some of it was actually like PayPal stuff. So currency type related software. Other things were more like game related, like Steam got blocked, Epic got blocked, but a lot of them got lifted shortly thereafter, like within a day or two after most of them got lifted. Looks like Epic just finally got theirs. So Epic has been unblocked in Indonesia at this point. Probably we'll take a look and see what was the hold up there. Already random mode time, guys. Let's go. And I can't spell this morning. Looking for that PogChamp emote. Let's go. PogChamp first. Get it. App Lovin offers to buy video game software maker Unity. Okay. This is actually Unity right. Here's where we read about this yesterday. This is going to be top gaming partner for Microsoft Azure. That's going to be Unity. Yep, gaming engine Unity. Yeah, we read about that yesterday. So go take a look. Actually, the yesterday's gaming news segment, I've had a couple of issues with it. It should be up early this afternoon or evening after the stream's done. So yesterday's news segment isn't live yet on YouTube. I had a couple of issues with it. I'm having to fix. before it goes live. So, but we did read about that yesterday, so it will be up there on that news segment, yesterday's news segment, as soon as it's public for everybody to take a look at. Fan builds own incredible Attack on Titan video game. Let's see what that's about. We have Nintendo Direct today. So don't forget that. We're going to do the news this morning, and Nintendo Direct starts in about an hour and a half. So we'll watch that. If it feels like news could run into it, we'll just wrap up news as fast as possible, save any articles that we haven't gone over until tomorrow. But more than likely, we'll be finished with the news before it even starts. So I don't know. We'll see what we get into. But the plan is to run news straight into Nintendo Direct this morning, okay? Looks like there's been some this isn't surprising either, but there are some nice probably instructions out there at this point about trying to access your video games, your PC games from other platforms, whether it be GOG, Epic Games, Ubisoft stuff, whatever, on your Steam Deck. So if you are having trouble accessing that stuff on your Steam Deck, just do some Google searches and you'll probably be able to find some nice, quick instructions that can kind of help you get that taken care of. Netflix Squid Game joins Funkoverse. What's this? Rockstar Games titles leaked for Xbox's xCloud service. Let's see what's going on there. Yeah, Overwatch is going to stop selling loot boxes this month in anticipation of Overwatch 2 launch, okay? Like we read before, we've already been made aware that basically loot boxes will not be a part of Overwatch 2, and instead it's just going to be a matter of you like basically being able to obtain currency and purchase your skins, right? Or invest in the battle pass, get skins that way, things of that nature, right? So at this point, from the last thing I had read was like if you actually have loot boxes stored up on Overwatch 1, they are going to auto open those for you if you do not open them yourself. Okay, so if you like that satisfaction of opening your loot boxes, you might want to go ahead and take care of that sometime in the near future. I don't remember what the exact date is that they're going to actually auto open all that stuff for you, but it's not too far away. Okay, so they're already going to stop selling loot boxes this month. Open your loot boxes if that's what you want to do. Otherwise, they're going to be opened for you. And just be prepared for that. They're not going to have loot boxes anymore. You just got to buy everything. Blizzard. To be fair, Overwatch is a free-to-play game now. I think you had to buy it before, though, didn't you? But it will be a free-to-play game now, which is good. And they got a free-to-play games should have some way to make money. There are just good and bad ways to go about it. Take-Two has over 70 new games in development. That is a lot. PC version of Madden 23 doesn't include its biggest something. Let's see what's going on there. Let's actually go ahead and pivot real quick. Video gaming news. That's what we're doing. Apparently, the creator of Breaking Bad had pitched a GTA-inspired kind of game adaptation for the series. Apparently, it never took. Yeah, Vince Gilligan wanted to work with Rockstar on a Breaking Bad video game. Apparently, they weren't interested. I mean, here's the thing. It was probably a bad idea to take it to Rockstar. To be honest. Gamer, what's up, buddy? How are you, man? It was probably not the best. I mean, obviously, Rockstar is very good at making those kinds of games. But why would they want to pivot out of something like GTA that they already make, which is literally like honestly, it would be like if you were making Breaking Bad, it would be like taking GTA and like pulling it down into a smaller universe. Oh, what you got, man? What you got? Gamer, why do you not hold on, dude? Hold on. Just a second, you'll be able to link it to me, man. Hey, you can link it in chat, dude. If you had a link. If you don't have a link, just let me know. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad idea to take it to a company like Rockstar because they're so good at making those kinds of games, but at the same time, you're talking about making a specific game rather than their kind of overarching games that reach a lot of different types of topics and space, you know. Yo, Soldier, what's up, buddy? How are you, man? Waking up, me too, man. Legend of Dragoon might be coming to the PS Plus Premium. Okay, let me see if I can find something, dude. Thanks. Okay. Yeah, check that out. Okay. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Yeah, I'll read it. Thanks, man. That's an old school game, yeah. Day one Xbox Game Pass game gets perfect 10 out of 10 review. I mean, I'm not gonna put a lot of stock into that. That's from like one person, I think. We'll see what's going on there though. Well, Soldier, thanks for waking up with us, buddy. Um, Gotham Knights teases Red Hood trailer. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Absolutely, gamer. Yep. Yeah, that's big news, dude. I appreciate it, man. New Alone in the Dark game seemingly teased by Insider. Okay, let's see what's going on. Remember, guys, we're going to be going probably straight from our news segment into watching today's Nintendo Direct, which is going to be aimed at Splatoon 3, but probably some other things will show up in there as well. So we're going to do the news. We got about, I don't know, hour and 20 minutes left until the new Nintendo Direct or the Nintendo Direct showcase starts today. And we'll run straight into that, okay? Yeah, a lot of people have been playing multiverses, man. Yep. New Sonic Frontiers reveal taking place at Gamescom. You know, again, the Sonic Frontiers initial showcase trailer got kind of blasted. Not very many people were real thrilled with what they saw out of that, and it seems like the team has been trying to give us a better look at what is going to be offered in the game, because a lot of people have kind of been trashing what they saw so far. Diofield Chronicle demo is full of tactical RPG potential. Let's see what's going on there. Talked about that. Talked about that. New photo reveals Five Nights at Freddy's movie adaptation. What? Okay, let's stick with that. Let's see what we got here. One second, guys. All right, apologize. Day one Xbox Game Pass game gets perfect 10 out of 10 review score. An upcoming Day one Xbox Game Pass game set to launch at the end of August receives a rare perfect review score. Uh, Game Pass has well over 100 games for subscribers to try at any given time. Many of those titles are actually quite good. Some of the industry's most critically acclaimed games are available to play through Xbox Game Pass. It seems as though the service is set to add yet another critical darling to the mix if an early review score is any indication. Edge Magazine, okay, is a UK-based gaming magazine and one of the industry's oldest gaming mags. First published in '93. Thanks to its print format, Edge Magazine occasionally breaks review embargo dates for certain games when subscribers get their copies early. That's the case with Sam Barlow's Immortality, a new game set to launch as a day one Game Pass title on August 30th. Okay. According to readers who obtained their copy of the next Edge magazine issue early, Sam Barlow's Immortality has earned the coveted perfect 10 out of 10 score from the magazine. This puts Immortality in elite company, to say the least. Since Edge magazine started in 93, only 23 other games have earned a perfect score. The first game to do so was Super Mario 64, and earlier this year, From Software's Elden Ring also... God. And that right there just shows me that I'm not going to be able to put much stock in them giving a game 10 out of 10. Elden Ring was good. It was not great, man. Their list of perfect score games includes Super Mario 64, Gran Turismo, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Halo Combat Evolved, Half-Life 2, Halo 3, The Orange Box, Super Mario Galaxy, Grand Theft Auto 4, Little Big Planet, Bayonetta, Super Mario Galaxy, Rock Band 3, Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword, The Last of Us, Grand Theft Auto 5, Bayonetta 2, Bloodborne, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, Red Dead Redemption 2, Dreams, and Elden Ring. Ugh. Yeah, the perfect 10 out of 10 score is just one publication's opinion, of course, but considering how rarely Edge gives out such a high rating, it's a good sign that Immortality is going to be a big deal when it launches later this month. Since Immortality is a day one Xbox Game Pass game, it should really give Microsoft's subscription service added value. For those who are unfamiliar with Sam Barlow's work, he previously made the award-winning Her Story, which was followed up by Telling Lies. Both were FMV games, and both were praised for their acting and story, so fans should be able to expect similar quality from Immortality. But whereas Her Story and Telling Lies were more mystery thriller games, Immortality is said to lean harder into horror elements. Cool. In Immortality, players have to solve the mystery behind the disappearance of actress Marissa Marcel. To do this, they have to watch clips from Marcel's films as well as examine other materials. Gameplay-wise, it sounds like the game should definitely appeal to fans of Her Story and Telling Lies. It will be interesting to see how the publications react to the game once it launches as a day one Xbox Game Pass title later this month. I think, again, what's important here is, yeah, okay, this magazine obviously has a rating system, right? And they haven't given away too many 10 out of 10s. What is important to know here as well, and what should have been included, is what they rate games on. Yeah, what are their criteria for rating games? In order for them to receive a 10 out of 10, what are those rating criteria, right? What all does a game get rated on from this magazine? That's what I feel like is something that's very left out here. Whenever you're going to have a really dedicated view on how few games this magazine has rated as a 10 out of 10, okay, what's their criteria? Good, I'm glad they haven't given out too many 10 out of 10s, but I definitely see one that I'm not thrilled about being on there as a 10 out of 10. Let's watch what Immortality is real quick.
All right, well, we've got to take a short break here. Do you mind reading this out for us?
Now, marvelous magic will turn the next 60 seconds into a commercial.
To our star, our gorgeous, la bellissima Marissa Marcel.
Oh, we've kind of seen this. I think we watched part of this during the June showcase stuff.
What is your name?
Marissa Marcel.
Did we get it right?
Give us a turn.
It's not who you think he is.
Are you honey? Is she okay?
An interactive movie trilogy.
Now you can proposition me.
Okay. There you go. That is Immortality, which apparently has gotten a perfect 10 out of 10 review score from Edge Magazine based out of the UK. All right. A lot of the other games they have on their list here, I am like, are very, very good game. And Elden Ring is good. I don't see it as a 10 out of 10 personally, though. That's where I have an issue. Gotham Knights teases Red Hood trailer. Gotham Knights developer WB Games Montreal has teased that a new gameplay trailer featuring Red Hood will release tomorrow, August 10th at 9 a.m. Eastern. While the developer didn't explicitly say it in so many words, it did tease something red for tomorrow at that time in the same manner that previous gameplay trailers have been teased. Red Hood marks the last of the 4 playable main characters to get his own character-specific trailer. DC Video Game previously revealed character trailers for Nightwing, Robin, and Batgirl. While there has been previously gameplay footage of Red Hood shown off, it seems safe to assume that the new trailer focusing on him specifically will include a deeper dive on exactly what he is capable of in the video game. Yeah. That's just a teaser for it. So today at the same time that the Nintendo Showcase starts, they're supposed to be releasing the Red Hood gameplay trailer. We'll probably see it tomorrow during the news segment for tomorrow morning, so we'll look at it then. Mamzelle, what's up? How are you? So we'll watch it. I'm sure it'll come up in the news segment tomorrow, and we'll watch it then, okay? New Alone in the Dark game seemingly teased by Insider. A new game in the Alone in the Dark video game series has seemingly been teased by a notable insider. First started back in 1992. 30 years ago. Alone in the Dark is a survival horror franchise that has received a handful of different entries over the course of the past couple of decades. While the franchise has been dormant since 2015, it looks like it could soon be making a return in some manner. In a recent message on social media, a user by the name of The Snitch, what a name, tweeted out a message that could have ties to Alone in the Dark. Specifically, this user, who has had multiple accurate scoops in the past with upcoming video game announcements, said, "Being afraid of the dark is what keeps most of us alive." While this message puzzled some followers at first, others were quick to notice that the line happens to appear in the 2005 Alone in the Dark movie adaptation. As such, the implication from this tweet is that a new game in the series could be announced at some point soon, or maybe a new show? That is a great picture, though. If you don't know, that's actually from a Blink 182 video. In a general sense, it would be logical for a new Alone in the Dark game to be announced later this week, given the events are about to transpire. Specifically, publisher THQ Nordic is set to hold an event on August 12th, 2 days, where it will divulge new information on upcoming titles. At what time? Wait, what? Yeah, but what time is the showcase? All right, we're going to put this in. We're going to find out at what time that showcase starts. Probably after the news segment, so we can find out when, if we'll be able to watch it during the stream. In a general sense, it would be logical for a new Alone in the Dark game to be announced later this week. Yep. New event by THQ on Friday. THQ Nordic happens to be the owner of the Alone in the Dark IP after it purchased the property from Atari back in 2018. Obviously, it's now known what a new version of Alone in the Dark would even... I think that's supposed to be not known. I think that's supposed to be not known. I think that's a mistype. Obviously, it's not known what a new version of Alone in the Dark would even look like at this point in time. I think that's the way that's supposed to be read there. Even though the original games in the series were generally well received, 2008's Alone in the Dark and 2015's Alone in the Dark Illumination were both largely planned by critics and fans. As such, it's hard to know what a return to the franchise would take the shape of, whether that be with a wholly new installment or perhaps a remake of the original game. Either way, it sounds like we won't have to wait much longer to find out if a new announcement related to the series does come about later this week. All right. Well, yeah, we'll see. Again, we're watching Nintendo's today. We got THQ Nordic on Friday, so we'll see if we get to watch that one on live on stream as well. Okay. So maybe a new Alone in the Dark game. All right. New Sonic Frontiers reveal taking place at Gamescom. A new reveal for Sega's upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog game, Sonic Frontiers, is slated to transpire later this month at Gamescom. At this point in time, Sega has slowly started to show off more of what Sonic Frontiers will be like to play when it launches later this year. While we still don't know exactly what the title will be launching, when the title will be launching, excuse me, it looks like that news could be dropping quite soon. Announced today on Twitter by host Jeff Keighley, a new reveal for Sonic Frontiers is set to occur on Tuesday, August 23rd. This announcement will take place as part of Keighley's Gamescom opening night live event, which is a live stream that will feature reveals related to a number of upcoming games. We will probably watch this. I might do an evening stream that night, and we might watch this together, because I think I'm leaving the next day. The stream's going to be down for like a week, starting the next day, starting the 24th of August. So we got like 2 weeks from now. And I'm taking a bit of a vacation. I'm going to go attend a family wedding. Take about a week and just go spend time with family that I haven't seen in quite a while. So it just makes sense for me to go ahead and take that time. I've got to take it's a distance trip. It's a significant distance. And if I'm going to already be there, it just makes sense to go ahead and take the time to spend with family, see people I haven't seen in quite a while, and try to soak that time in, okay? So 2 weeks from now, stream will be going down for about a week. Be aware of that. This announcement will take place as part of Keighley's Gamescom opening night live event, which is a live stream that will feature reveals related to a number of upcoming games. Keighley didn't give specifics on what might be shown off from Sonic Frontiers at this time. Seems likely that a new trailer for the game will drop. Again, as mentioned, the biggest thing that we have yet to learn about with Sonic Frontiers is a launch date. Even though Sega has continued to stress that the game will arrive this holiday season, a more well-defined window or date has yet to come about. With this new Gamescom reveal now slated to transpire, there's a good chance that Sega could use this venue to finally confirm the release date of the project. Till that happens, the only thing we know for certain about Sonic Frontiers is that it will be coming to PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC platforms when it does arrive. Again, I think one of the critical things they're trying to do right now with this game as well is show off more of what the game has to offer, because the initial impressions people got from the first gameplay trailers they saw, there was a lot of criticism. People were not very thrilled with what they saw. And I think they're probably trying to give people a better look as well as what they can, hopefully, some better gameplay experience looks for some trailer stuff. I'm guessing. But a release date as well is probably a pretty safe bet. The Diofield Chronicle demo is full of tactical RPG potential. Before I start talking about the demo for Square Enix's real-time tactical RPG, The Diofield Chronicle, you should know a couple of things. First, Final Fantasy Tactics is one of my favorite games of all time. The original Final Fantasy Tactics, fantastic. Second, real-time strategy games stress me out. Armed with this information, you might begin to understand the roller coaster of emotion I felt watching the Diofield Chronicles reveal trailer during Sony's March State of Play stream. My hopes soared high at the Tactics-like visual presentation and a story seemingly steeped in the same blend of intrigue and politics, only to plunge when all of the units appeared to be moving simultaneously on the battlefield. Perhaps this is why Square Enix decided to release a demo for the game, and I'm glad they did. While it does move in real time, the Diofield Chronicles real-time tactical battle system may not be what fans expect, especially if the term real-time applied to strategy games conjures up visions of Warcraft and StarCraft. There's no resource management, building, or recruitment during battle. Instead, you control a preset squad of 4 combatants. Each is also allowed to have another unit attached to any supporting role, though they don't appear on the battlefield, and navigate them through battle. Combat takes place in real time, but players can pause time while assigning orders to their units. The Diofield Chronicles focus on squad versus squad combat is more reminiscent of a modern XCOM game than anything else, except without the cover system and more of a focus on melee combat. we'll watch this, but let me read the rest of it first. There are 4 classes of combatants in the Dialfield Chronicle, each with their own set of skills and abilities, making it easy to field a balanced 4-unit squad. Soldiers are frontline combatants, while Cavaliers serve as mobile mounted units. Bringing up the rear are sharpshooters and magicers. The former acting as a sniper or providing blanket fire over a set region, while the latter provides support in area attacks. These 4 classes can be further distinguished by the weapon they wield. For example, a sword and shield wielding soldier has abilities like Shield Bash, which stuns opponents and disrupts their abilities, perfect for locking enemies down. However, a soldier equipped with a dagger is a much more offensive unit. I mean, that's just kind of, you know, traditional RPG element stuff, right? There's only so much to be easily experimented with in the demo, but with each class able to equip at least 2 weapon types, the soldier can use 3. It's easy to get a sense of how a player can customize their force to suit their play style. The key to the Dialfield Chronicles combat is ambush damage. Simple enough to grasp, attacking from behind deals extra damage. Therefore, it's a good idea to surround your opponent, not let your opponent do the same to you. One simple tactic is to perform pincher attacks when the opportunity to split the party presents itself. Another is to engage an opponent with a soldier, then have your Cavalier use an ability like Full Charge, allowing them to move through the enemy to the opposed opposite side. Of course, it's crucial to be mindful of the enemy's position, since putting your Cavalier on the opposite side of your opponent leaves him open to being ambushed by new enemies entering the field. The game has 3 difficulty levels, easy, medium, and hard. Playing on normal felt like controlling a special ops murder squad. Pressing the select all units button, and then pointing them at the nearest enemy one after the other. The group rolled over every enemy in their path, as long as I remember to use my abilities now and then. Upping the difficulty to hard, positioning and defense became much more vital to victory, and enemy pincher attacks and reinforcements were potentially deadly. Hard to get a sense of the Dialfield Chronicles story from the demo alone, which only covers the game's first chapter. The game takes place on Dialfield Island, off the coast of a continent ravaged by a long and still ongoing war. While the kingdom of Alation, located on the island, hasn't been drawn into the fighting, the recent stalemate has both sides of the conflict turning their attention toward Dialfield, since the island is rich in a mineral called jade that fuels the use of magic. However, none of this comes into play in Chapter 1's plot. Instead, the characters begin their career as mercenaries in a lord's private army. Their commander chooses their missions, which revolve almost exclusively around the petty internal politics of the kingdom. There's a sense that this chapter is simply easing players into the game's world, and it indeed ends on a note of high intrigue and with the protagonists set to gain much greater agency in their futures. I may have gone into the Dialfield Chronicle with some trepidation due to my general aversion to real-time strategy games, but the demo got me on board. I'm looking forward to seeing what else the Dialfield Chronicle has in store, and would encourage anyone else still skeptical of the game to check out the demo. It actually looks pretty cool.
Is this really what you want?
See what we got.
And
See
you're
what we got.
certain that what we are doing is best for the people of the kingdom?
Yes. I suppose it would, in a sense. True. Yes. It made me wonder. Am I still that same person?
The era of myths gives way to an era of great turmoil. The continent was ravaged by the devastating war between the Empire and the Alliance. However, one nation remained unaffected by the chaos. The Kingdom of Alatane, ward of the Augurs, looked destined to have its soil stained with the blood of battle.
We've finally been called up.
We're up against the Empire's main army.
We are to eradicate every last Imperial who comes ashore. Keep focused.
Come on, everyone!
Huh.
And now you will die.
Do you really have such a yearning for war? I can't comprehend it.
Is that Bahamut? Ooh.
So then, what shall we do
It's
now?
cool that they set it up too to look like a board game. I love that, dude. I think that's a really cool
This is our
incorporation
chance
for
for
games
war,
to set up games where it looks like to an extent things are like being played on a board game scenario. You know, I think that's really cool. Need time off, Mamzelle?
It also
Yeah, I
likely
mean,
means
I think
that we're in
everybody
danger.
needs time off now and again, but
I suppose it is the
I
only
think
way for us to survive.
the amount of time off that I feel I need nowadays is much... It actually looks really cool. Looks really cool. Much less than I ever experienced in like any of my other careers, you know. I really enjoy doing this and hanging out with you guys, and so you know, it's gonna be good to go see family, but it's gonna be weird taking that amount of time off. So, but it's good. I need to see my family. Yo! Sorry. I'm probably gonna have to change that. It is so loud.
Size Mattest Fizz raiding with 6 viewers.
Yo, 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 Size, what's up, my friend? Hey, buddy. Yo, if you guys are not familiar with Size, please check out Size's channel. Thanks for the raid, my friend. What's up, dude? Yo, 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 what's up, man? Heard fam. Oh, yeah. So, like 2 weeks from today, I'm actually taking a bit of time off from the stream, man. I'm going home where I'm from, which is a long ways away, and I've got a family wedding to go attend, and I'm just gonna take a bit of extended time off and spend some time with my parents and my siblings. Man, I haven't been home in a long time, and so it's a bit of a trek. It's a bit of a travel to get there, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and take some extended time off. I'm coming home. Yeah. So I'm just like kind of shouting that out there every once in a while, let people know. The closer we get, you know, that way people will be aware that for about a week the stream's going to be down. Again, and it feels bad because I don't like taking time off, but this is needed. I haven't been home in a long time, so going home to see everybody is if I'm going to be there anyways, it makes sense to take a little bit of extra time off and just spend with family. Yeah. That's it. But yeah, yo, everybody from Size's community and channel, welcome in. We're doing our daily video gaming news segment, which we start every single stream off here in this community, in this channel, and usually roughly lasts about an hour and a half to 2 hours. But we've got about an hour until the Nintendo Direct starts today, so we're gonna do the news segment. We're gonna finish up the news segment, and then we're gonna run our way straight into the Nintendo Direct showcase that's happening today at in about an hour. The big thing they're showing off is supposed to be Splatoon 3, but we'll see what else they give us, okay? Yeah. Size, thanks again, dude. Always with the raids and just being an awesome person. If you guys are not familiar with Size, please check out Size's channel. Links there in chat. Throw a follow, show some of that outsider community love, baby. Thanks, guys. And thank you, Size. I appreciate it, man. Mamzelle, don't like tactic games. It just depends for me. It depends. Like, dude, I grew up playing like original XCOM and Final Fantasy Tactics and stuff like that. Like, I love those games. But they have to be pretty well developed for me to be able to like kind of immerse myself in them. And this one looks kind of wild. The fact that it's got like that real-time element to it, you know, where it's not just turn-based, right? It's got some real-time action to the tactical side of things. It's pretty wild. It looks like a pretty cool concept. So, I don't know. Dialfield Chronicles, you know, they got a demo out right now you can check out again. And the trailer there looked pretty cool too. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. New photo reveals Five Nights at Freddy's movie prep underway. Been a long road for the Five Nights at Freddy's video game film adaptation. The games were first out in the market in 2014. Thoughts having shifted to making a movie only 1 year later in 2015. Since then, the creatives behind the scenes have been hard at work, trying to translate the hit horror games into a scary live-action adventure. Franchise creator Scott Cawthorn previously released a statement sharing vague details on the many scripts, which ended up nixed during pre-production. But to end his note, he brought attention to what he called the Mike script, which was the one they had finally settled on. However, that all went sideways when the details of what exactly happened remained unconfirmed. There was a big reset being the scenes. Christopher Columbus, the formerly attached director, was no longer part of the project, and no updated information about when the movie was going to be released was given. Everything looked pretty bleak for those hoping for the video game adaptation to see the light of day. Now, thankfully, the situation may once again be looking up. Blumhouse CEO Jason Blum posted on Twitter how he was pleased to be working with Jim Henson's Creature Shop for an upcoming project. He then goes to note how their experience and expertise with animatronics is absolutely killer. Nice. What he doesn't mention is that the work is actually for, but for those eagle-eyed viewers, the answer becomes pretty clear. They're working on the Five Nights at Freddy's movie adaptation. Check it out. While the bow tie mic and bigger teddy bear-like chest are the biggest telltale signs, looking closely at the bottom of the right image, the head of the iconic, terrifying animatronic can be seen. Wait, where? Am I tripping? You said the bottom right? I'm blind, I guess. For comparison, this is what the killer mascot looks like in the game. Yep. Freddy's coming for the world. Many fans of the franchise are likely thrilled to finally see and hear a good update on the project. Some might have thought the movie would never see the light of day. One aspect of the production is that is still unclear is what the involvement of the franchise creator Scott Cawthorn is. While Bloom had previously said they still need his approval for whatever they do, Cawthorn's questionable and controversial political donations became a big point of contention amongst fans last year. In fact, it even led him to hand off the game franchise to another development. They missed an F there. It threw me off. Sorry. Hopefully all that turmoil has been internally figured out, seeing as work seems to be starting in earnest. With animatronics, guys. With animatronics being worked on, that likely means production isn't all that far behind. The world is getting close and closer to seeing Freddy Fazbear's Pizza mascots finally terrorize audiences. Fans better start strapping themselves in. Cool. I love horror movies and shows and stuff. So seeing an adaptation of Five Nights at Freddy's, hopefully it'll be done very well. If you're a fan of the game, though, there you go. All right, here you go. Ready? I love fan-made stuff, dude. Fan builds his own incredible Attack on Titan video game. It's basically Spider-Man only with large naked monsters. Check it out. You can see the web slinging. That's great. There have been official Attack on Titan video... Please, Kotaku, stop. Attack on Titan video games, but they've never really managed to fully capture the speed and scale of the show. So one indie developer figured he'd try and make his own and release it for free, which he has done and then some. Swami details the story of this little project in this video, explaining that what started as a fun little experiment in early 2021 blew up after his girlfriend convinced him to post a short gameplay video on TikTok. An overwhelmingly positive response inspired Swami to continue development on the demo, building on a foundation of swinging through the city by adding first some Titans to go up against, and then after one disastrous mix-up, a co-op multiplayer mode. By January 2022, the game was looking pretty good. Let's see this. I don't want to have to edit out the music when I pull this up, upload this to YouTube, so. That's actually great. Well, it depends. It depends. It's not always fine size. It's not always fine. If it's just music, if it's music specifically created for the game, usually it's okay. But sometimes it still gets put in as copyright. Because those soundtracks can be bought and stuff like that. I've had it happen. Where I still have to mute out stuff. And not only that, but because this is a fan-made thing, what this could also be is music from the actual series. And if that's the case, then that's potentially copyright music as well, if it's copyright music from the series of Attack on Titan. Okay? And because this is a fan-made thing, this is not a dev. This is not like a major game dev or anything. This is an indie-made thing, right? So they could have uploaded whatever music they wanted to this. And if it's actual Attack on Titan music, then that's potentially copyright music as well, right? So it's just safer in the long run and easier for me to not have to mute out the entire clip after I upload everything. So game music usually is fine, but there's also game music. I can tell you for a fact, Crypt of the Necrodancer music will get certain music within Crypt of the Necrodancer will get hit as copyright violation on YouTube. So it's not that all video game music is fine. That's not the way it works. Absolutely not. But I can tell you, like, I use BPM music all the time, which never gets caught because BPM devs don't throw it in there as like copyright stuff. Same for the OST for like Subnautica. You know what I mean? So, well, I mean, I'm not right now either, but if it ever gets to the point of where I potentially want to monetize, I don't want to have to go back and edit everything I've done in the past. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to go back and edit everything. I'd rather just try to address it currently. You know what I mean? So, again, there's a lot of gaming music that is okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Mamselle. Yep. I've had a Kingdom Hearts trailer that we watched that I had to edit music out of. Yep. It actually happens quite often for me that I have to end up just from video game music have to edit out or mute the entire clip or whatever, unfortunately. So it just depends. It depends on who the developer is and who made the music as well. So it does depend. Not all game music is okay. It absolutely not. And I mean, ultimately right now, like I don't use YouTube for, it's not a thing. The YouTube channel for our community, for me, it is not something that is directed at making money right now. What it is kind of like an outreach program to try to get more people familiar with what we're doing in this community, to hopefully reach people that are interested in the gaming industry. You know what I mean? To come be a part of what this channel and this community is. That's what the aim of my YouTube channel is right now. But in the future, if it ever gets to the point where it could potentially become monetized, then I just don't want to have to backtrack. Play the others. Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. It really is. That's why sometimes I just try to be kind of I take a different approach to depending on what we're watching. If it's a legit like gameplay trailer, I'll just leave the volume on, and if I have to deal with it after the fact when I upload, I'll deal with it. But like a fan-made thing, I don't feel like the music was really going to add anything to it. It was just us watching a small clip to see what was going on, and rather than have to deal with the potential cutting out or muting of the clip there, or whatever, I just turn off the music is the better way to deal with it, I think, for me, anyways. So that's kind of the way I usually address it. Usually, if we watch a legit, like we just watched that previous trailer, I didn't mute anything out of that. You know what I mean? And if it gets caught after the fact when I upload, I'll just have to deal with it after the fact. As you can see, the main appeal of this game versus the official releases is the swinging system, which in Swami's game is much faster and freer. If you played the recent Spider-Man games, for example, you'll be pretty much at home here, especially if you play this game in third person, playable from either first or third person perspectives. By the middle of 2022, Swami's project had racked up millions of views on social media and hundreds of thousands of downloads. Now it's blowing up all over again because he's announced the whole thing is getting a revamp as he tries to port it over to UE5. It's a good engine, man. If you want to play the game as it exists today, you definitely can. With download links available here, note that while there are versions available for both PC and Android, the PC edition is the one getting all the work. With the Android one now at its final build, after constant harassment and threats gave Swami zero reason to continue working on it for my own mental health. Super easy to download, start playing, though there's a video here if you need some help, and have been messing around with it this morning. I can understand a lot of the hype from fans. Sure, it's pretty rough around the edges and stuff, like the interface is as bare bones as it gets. But allowing for the fact that this is a one-man job and how fun the basic act of swinging around and stabbing things is, I really think it's cool. That is cool, man. I love fan-made stuff. It's really neat. Here you go, guys. It's right there if you're interested in taking a deeper look or even maybe potentially trying out the game. Netflix's Squid Game joins Funkoverse. Funko Games has introduced some of the entertainment's biggest franchises into its popular Funkoverse series, including Marvel, DC, Harry Potter, Golden Girls, Game of Thrones, Disney, Jurassic Park, and more. Now it's bringing one of Netflix's biggest hits to the series with Funkoverse Squid Game, and fans will have 2 different packs to choose from. The Squid Game 100 4-pack will feature Gaihun, Ilnam, Sanbyok, and Frontman, and players will be playing in the barracks and courtyard locations. Meanwhile, the Squid Game 101 1-pack expansion allows you to play as either the masked manager or detective Junho, and you can remove the mask on the figure to switch between the two, which have their own unique ability cards. Both games are slated to hit later this year, and you can find the official descriptions for both sets below. In the Funkoverse strategy game, you combine your favorite characters and go head-to-head in exciting game scenarios. Each turn, you select one of your characters and perform 2 actions. Each character has access to basic actions like moving and challenges, as well as several unique abilities that may be performed only by spending ability tokens. Funkoverse uses an innovative cooldown system. The more powerful the ability, the longer it will take for the ability token to become available again. So players have to spend their ability tokens wisely. Each character in Funkoverse is unique, so players are encouraged to try out different combinations of characters and items in order to discover their favorite synergies and powerful strategies for the different game scenarios. Again, Funko just announced they're collaborating with 1010 Games as well to create an actual video game based on, it sounds like it's probably going to be something along the lines of Multiverses, Smash, like a platform battle game, yeah? If you guys are interested in this, there you go. Rockstar Games titles leaked for Xbox's xCloud service. It appears that 2 Rockstar Games titles will be coming to Xbox's xCloud service in the near future. For those who aren't already aware, xCloud is Xbox's cloud streaming service. It allows players to play various Xbox games on any device, such as their phones. This even allows players to stream games to their console, whether it be an Xbox Series X game to an Xbox One, or just streaming a game that otherwise takes up a lot of space on the system. It's an incredibly innovative usage of cloud technology, albeit not the first nor the only one operating today. The likes of Amazon Luna and Google Stadia offer similar features, but only one has the Xbox ecosystem, which gives it a significant advantage for a number of reasons. With that said, only a select amount of games are actually available for xCloud, but it seems some of the biggest games of all time are about to join the service. Fans noticed that Rockstar Games updated its support pages to note that Xbox Cloud services were operational for GTA 5 and RDR2, suggesting both games would be coming to xCloud very soon. Of course, things like this have happened before by mistake. It was once believed Call of Duty was coming to Switch due to an error on a support page. However, the leaks go a step further as one fan noticed that GTA 5 was listed as an xCloud title on the Xbox Store, which means two different official sources are listing the game for the service. Okay. Of course, nothing has been announced quite yet officially, right? It would be a heck of a coincidence if this was just one big error. If it does prove to be true, this will be a major win for xCloud. There are some of the biggest, most played games out there, and to be able to have them readily available on the go would be huge. Only time will tell if it actually happens, though. All right, so there you go. More you know. So apparently Take-Two has over 70 new games in development. Now, understand that a game being in development can mean they are in the planning phase of a game, or it can mean they are in like testing, early access. You know, so that's a very vague thing to state for a games to be in development, right? Take-Two has released its financial results for the first fiscal quarter. Documents reveal that there are currently more than 70 games in the Take-Two development pipeline. That doesn't include hyper-casual titles or new iterations of previously released titles. Take-Two calls its current development pipeline the strongest in the company's history. Between the 2023 and 2025 financial years, Take-Two has more than 20 immersive core games in its pipeline, with this category including games like RDR or GTA. Specifically, the company points to Marvel's Midnight Suns, Kerbal Space Program 2, and WWE 2K23 as immersive core titles. These are big budget affairs with the deepest gameplay and the most hours of content, according to Take-Two. Marvel's Midnight Suns was recently delayed yet again, but Take-Two is still estimating the game will arrive this fiscal year. Yeah. Again, we read this like yesterday. Marvel's Midnight Suns delayed basically without a definitive date. Just they're saying this fiscal year. And if you're not familiar with what most of the gaming industry runs on a fiscal year that flows from the beginning of the 1st of April through the end of March of the next year. So we're talking Midnight Suns has now basically been delayed for the second time. And instead of releasing in October now, they're saying could release anytime from now, or probably safe to say October through the end of March of 2023, right? A very safe bet. If you are anticipating, kind of hyped about this game, do not expect this game to release at the earliest, sometime probably in March of next year. Okay, that would be my guess. What we read yesterday is they are having issues. Apparently significant issues with previous gen console as well. So I was also saying that I would not be surprised to see this title have previous gen get removed. Just the same way we saw with oh dude, why am I tripping on the other game coming out that had that happen? Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights had the same thing happen. And I wouldn't be surprised if Midnight Suns, if they're having significant issues getting the previous gen console stuff ramped up, they might drop it. I wouldn't be surprised at this point. As well as the immersive core lineup, there are also 10 independent games in development, which Take-Two defines as anything being externally developed. Includes upcoming shooter Roller Drome, which looks amazing, by the way. Like, I can't wait to play this, which lands next week. There are a whopping 38 mobile titles on Take-Two's upcoming slate, including mobile versions of the much maligned Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy Remaster and the recently delayed Star Wars Hunters. 7 mid-core games, including new tales from the Borderlands entry, are also on their way this year, along with 8 new iterations of previously released titles. It isn't entirely clear how the GTA Trilogy remasters escape being iterations of previously released titles, but there we are. Naturally, given the hyper-casual market is a big part of Take-Two's business model, the company also wants to keep expanding in that area, as well as building on its live service prospects and testing new business models. Unfortunately, it looks like those new business models might extend to Web3 and the blockchain. Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick has expressed both guarded optimism and skepticism regarding NFTs and Web3 technology in the past. But in the company's investor presentation, it lists Web3 as an emerging opportunity that's worth looking into. I suspect the developers who are strongly opposed to the tech, as well as the companies that have had to give it up because of a strong player backlash, would disagree. Still, it makes sense that an investor presentation would emphasize potential profit routes, and it doesn't necessarily mean that Grand Theft Auto NFTs are imminent. Be sure to take a look at the Take-Two documents in full for more nerdy info on financials and other corporate stats. Here you go, guys. If you're interested. There you go. The PC version of Madden 23 doesn't include its biggest new feature. This has been happening with EA sports games. FIFA, their Switch version of FIFA isn't incorporating certain things that the other platform versions have. Now we've got the PC version of Madden isn't including things. The version of Madden 23 you can pre-purchase on Steam is not the same Madden 23 you can get for PS5 and Xbox X and S. It's equivalent to the versions being released for the last gen PS4 and Xbox One consoles. What? That means the PC version won't include Madden 23's headline feature, a physics-informed animation system called FieldSense. If we take EA's word for it, sorry, I'm not apt to take EA's word for anything. FieldSense is a major addition to the series that affects every play in every mode of Madden 23. Whereas the outcome of Madden 22 play could be predicted based on player animations, EA says the FieldSense lets you change the outcome until the play is over. With over 3,500 new motion captured moves and animation branching technology, that technology contributes to a skill-based passing system, new 360-degree cut controls, and a suite of new wide receiver release moves and defensive back counter press mechanics. PC version of Madden 22 was also the last gen console version. Isn't too surprising, but Madden is lagging behind EA's other, more foot-centric football game. FIFA 22 also got the last gen console port treatment on PC, but EA recently announced that the upcoming FIFA 23 will be the same across PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. Future Madden PC releases may follow that example, according to the publisher. EA, dude. EA. It's in the money. It's the principle for me, though, and that principle is I want everything. Knowing that Madden 23's PC version isn't as technically complex or animation-filled as the current gen console versions makes it unappealing to me. Absolutely. And I'd probably feel that way even if FieldSense turned out to make the game worse. I didn't get into PC gaming because I wanted the best experience. I got into it because I want all the stuff with no compromises. Even if it's stuff I don't understand, like mod tools I don't know how to use, Destiny 2 and defensive back counter press mechanics. Madden 23 is out on all platforms on August 18th. So just over a week from now. How a developer this large is so lost on being able to create content, man. I don't understand. It's just ridiculous. How can a mechanic like that be incorporated into next gen platforms, but can't be incorporated into PC? I mean, I'm no game dev, but you know, great job, EA. Just, I mean, not even surprised anymore by their lack of. Basically everything that makes a great game dev a great game dev anymore. Like they're constantly like putting stuff out on social media that you know makes them look ridiculous, and all they do is feed off of monetary transactions within games that people already pay full price for in the first place. And what a just trash flipping dev and publisher. God. GTA 5, Elden Ring, and more could be coming to Xbox Cloud Gaming. We just kind of read about this, yeah. Several games that aren't part of Xbox Game Pass may be coming to Xbox Cloud Gaming, as spotted by Twitter user Noel Belbrook. The Xbox store pages for GTA 5, Elden Ring, and Soul Hackers 2 have all received Cloud Gaming beta logos. However, when VGC attempted to play the games, we received an error message suggesting that the labels have been applied earlier incorrectly. Microsoft confirmed earlier this year its intent to roll out the ability for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members to play from the cloud select games they already own or have purchased outside the Xbox Game Pass library. At the time, it said the functionality would be added later this year. Xbox Cloud Gaming has allowed users to stream their Game Pass games using their cloud technology for some time, but until now, this has been restricted to games that are part of the Game Pass service. Earlier this year, Microsoft introduced a significant performance boost for Xbox Cloud Gaming on iOS devices. Quote, at Xbox Cloud Gaming, we listen to and value player feedback. You asked for a better iOS experience, and as a result, we have brought major performance improvements to all supported iPhone and iPad devices. It said in an Xbox Wire post earlier this year. Quote, with these updates, you should have a smoother and more responsive gameplay experience. Microsoft is also planning to introduce mouse and keyboard support for Xbox Cloud Gaming. We've read about that, yep. At the moment, Xbox Cloud Gaming only supports controllers and touchscreen controls on mobile devices. Okay. I'm sure when this becomes official, we'll see it. Hi, Clutch. Nodders, bro. Nodders. What's up, buddy? How are you? Epic Games no longer blocked in Indonesia after registering with the government. Yeah, again, I'm not going to read this whole thing probably. Let's TLDR this. Oh. Oh, what? How did you break your thumb at the pool, dude? Oh, no, man. Are you going to have to like do you have it splinted up and everything? You're not going to be able to swim, are you? Oh, that sucks, dude. That's cool that you got the Witcher. Nice. Um so again, look, there were a lot of different platforms that kind of got banned out from Indonesia, or blocked in Indonesia. Steam, Epic, PayPal. There's a lot of different, and it had to do with like this whole registration system with their government, and Yeah, Epic Game Store failure to comply. Due to the company's failure to comply with an Indonesian law requiring foreign private electronic system operators to register with the government. Right. Yeah, Yahoo and PayPal registered after the deadline and were unblocked. Steam also registered after the deadline and had its block lifted like a day or two after they got blocked. Still Swim, haven't gone to the dock yet. Just let it heal by nature. Good night, bro. You're like absolutely positive it's broken though. How did you do it, man? How did that happen? I mean, I can tell you, like, that's what I was wondering if it went directly into the wall. Yeah, I mean, there's a chance that it's just severely jammed and not broken, unless I mean it's like an actual clean break, which I don't think it probably is. That would have required immediate medical addressing at that point. I mean, I've had some really, really, really bad jams in my fingers before that, and they're terribly painful. It's kind of the same thing as like having a really bad sprained ankle actually can be more painful than breaking your ankle sometimes. It's kind of the same thing. But that sucks either way. It's going to take time to heal, and that's going to be rough to exercise with. That sucks, man. Internet rights groups have blasted Indonesia's registration law, which could force companies to disclose user data and remove any content deemed by the government to threaten public order. Quote. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, but even if it's not, I mean, like I said, a really bad jam of your digits, dude, is super super painful, and it can cause a lot of swelling and stiffness, and it can be really bad depending on the severity of it. According to the nonprofit Freedom House, which scores countries on their access to civil liberties, and political rights, Indonesia rates as partly free on democracy and internet freedom. The gaming titan, speaking about Epic, right, has voiced support for political speech in recent years. In 2019, Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney publicly vowed to protect the political speech of players in Hong Kong who were protesting the Chinese government, posting on his personal Twitter account that Epic supports the rights of Fortnite players and creators to speak about politics and human rights. And the company has demonstrated a stomach for conflict, having sued both Apple and Google in 2020 for alleged antitrust violations. In Indonesia, many gamers had expressed their frustration with the block on Twitter, pointing fingers at both Epic and their government. On Tuesday, some celebrated the removal of the ban. It was perhaps never a total block. Look, anybody that has any kind of knowledge with the way networking and these kinds of blocks go, this was the next step for a lot of people. Many in Indonesia had shared online that they had been getting around their government's restriction by accessing the Epic Game Store through a virtual private network, a VPN. No. I probably won't switch over to Windows 11 until closer to the date that they stop supporting it. Solely for the, mainly for the reason that I'm actually, and I mean, I'm a tech guy by trade. Like that's my career, right? So I want to try out Windows 11, but the fact of the matter is, now your PC looks like a MacBook. Oh God, are you serious? You can probably change it though. Can you not change the? There's probably some settings that allow you to kind of revert the way it looks to more of a Windows 10 based, but maybe not too. Maybe not. I don't know. I want to try out Windows 11. It's still pretty early in that operating system's life. And while I've heard people are having an okay experience with it right now, I'm very comfortable with Windows 10. And traditionally, the way Windows has kind of worked is like they'll have a good operating system and then they'll have one that's kind of subpar. Then they'll come out with another good one and then they'll have one that people don't like, you know, and that's what I'm worried about. Windows 10 has been pretty intuitive, pretty nice. And I don't know how much I'm going to like 11. But for somebody that, like, I rely on my PC every single day. I mean, I'm streaming all the time. I've got a lot of different software that runs on it. One of the things I'm worried about is upgrading to Windows 11 and then having issues with some of the other software that I use, maybe not transferring over to that operating system very well and creating some issues. And I'm going to have to work on troubleshooting all that, or maybe uninstalling stuff and reinstalling stuff and getting all my stuff set back up. And eventually I'm going to have to deal with it, right? But I feel like the longer I can wait for them to kind of work some of the kinks out of Windows 11, and for more of the software makers as well to get their drivers and stuff set up for Windows 11, it'll probably make my transition over into Windows 11 a little bit more seamless and not quite as intense as it would be maybe right now. So that's why I'm waiting a little bit to work my way over into Windows 11. I'm comfortable with 10. It's still supported. And that's the big thing is if it wasn't supported, I would have already switched over, you know, because if it's not supported, that means that it's going to be vulnerable and I won't use it if it's not supported. Supported meaning that Microsoft is actually still supporting that software. They are pushing out updates. It is not a dead piece of software to them, right? AppLovin offers to buy video game software maker Unity in $17.5 billion deal. Really? Gaming software company AppLovin Corp made an offer on Tuesday to buy its peer Unity software in a $17.54 billion all-stock deal, threatening to derail Unity's announced plan to acquire AppLovin's smaller competitor, ironSource. If you remember, we came across that piece of news. So far, there is no more option but centered taskbar. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Well, who knows? I mean, as the OS evolves and they get more feedback from people in regards to what they want to see, they might get some settings in there to change that, you know. Yeah. But it's still kind of in its infancy a little bit, Windows 11 is, and it'll evolve a bit. Yeah, so Unity caught a lot of backlash about their merge with ironSource that was announced, because ironSource, and the reason it happens because they're like incorporating, you know, it was a means to incorporate more monetary incorporations into their own software for Unity. And ironSource apparently is very notable for having malware within their software and stuff like that. So there was a lot of people that were kind of really giving it to Unity, especially on social media, about their decision to co-op there with ironSource. AppLovin has offered $58.85 for each US dollars for each Unity share, which represents a premium of 18% of Unity's Monday closing price. Unity will own 55% of the combined company's outstanding shares, representing about 49% of the voting rights. AppLovin hired advisors to work out an offer after Unity's last month said it would buy ironSource in a $4.4 billion all-stock transaction. Sources familiar with the matter told Reuters, Unity's board will have to terminate the ironSource deal if it wants to pursue a combination with AppLovin, according to the proposal. Under the proposed deal, Unity's chief executive John, Riccitiello will become CEO of the combined business, while AppLovin chief executive Adam Furroy will take the role of chief operating officer. Unity said its board would evaluate the offer. The company reported $297 million US in quarterly revenue on Tuesday, growing 9% year over year, while its operating loss widened. The stock slipped 2.68% after the market closed. Both companies make software used to design video games. Game-making software has also been expanding to new technologies such as the so-called metaverse is just a trending word, or immersive virtual worlds. That is something that developers have been bringing to us to an extent, as far as technology will really allow, for quite a while now. It's just metaverse has become the trendy word for it. Unity software has also been used to build some of the most played games such as Call of Duty Mobile and Pokemon Go. While AppLovin provides help helps developers to grow and monetize their apps. That's weirdly written. The proposed price for Unity appears well below its intrinsic value, and we would expect Unity to reject it for that reason, wrote Michael Patcher, analyst and Wedbush Securities, at Wedbush Securities. We think interference with the ironSource acquisition is problematic and will cause Unity's board to tread very carefully before agreeing to a sell outright. Okay, well, there's a twist in the works there for Unity, huh? We'll see how that goes. PS Plus Premium could be adding classic PS1 JRPG. A new rumor making the rounds. Yo, shout out to Gamer for bringing this up. I wasn't aware of this, but Gamer Extreme brought this to my attention today. PS Plus Premium could be adding classic PS1 JRPG. When it comes to Sony PS Plus subscription service, subscribers have 3 tiers to choose from. There's the basic PS Plus Essential tier. Yo, nice, man. I hope your day goes well. The PS Plus Extra tier that adds access to a bunch of PS4 and PS5 games. Then the PS Plus Premium, which is the priciest PlayStation Plus tier. The big selling point of PS Plus Premium is its library of classic games from the PS1, PS2, PSP, and PS3 eras, some of which have added bells and whistles like trophy support. Seems one of those missing games could be getting added to the PS Plus Premium in the relatively near future. One of the missing classic games. According to the latest rumors, classic PS1 JRPG The Legend of Dragoon could be getting added to the PS Plus Premium lineup. This rumor started due to a retweet by Sony's Shuichi Yoshida, who retweeted a 3-year-old tweet by Legend of Dragoon's composer. This has led to some connect the dots and assume Yoshida is teasing something Legend of Dragoon related, with the most likely possibility being that the game is going to make its way to PS Plus Premium soon. While some think this is a stretch, it would make sense for Legend of Dragoon to come to PS Plus Premium eventually. After all, Legend of Dragoon is a first-party PlayStation release, meaning it wouldn't have to jump through the licensing hurdles that third-party PS Plus Premium titles may have to deal with. Not only that, but Sony is going to have to add content to PS Plus Premium on a regular basis if it hopes to maintain its subscribers and attract newcomers to the platform. Absolutely. And so one would imagine that Legend of Dragoon would be added eventually, even if it doesn't happen soon. Yeah. Legend of Dragoon coming to PS Plus Premium is the most likely possibility here, but there is another possibility, though. Fans shouldn't hold their breath. It's possible that Yoshida is teasing a Legend of Dragoon remake. That's what I was wondering. But that seems highly unlikely. And of course, it can't be ruled out that this retweet means nothing, and so fans should keep that in mind as well. Yeah, grain of salt here, guys, grain of salt, but the potential is there, right? Especially with it being a proprietary PS game, first-party PlayStation game, right? So probably a pretty good bet, pretty safe bet that it'll end up coming to PS Plus at some point in the not-too-distant future anyways. As like the article stated, they have to continually be bringing... Yeah, still quite interesting. Absolutely, yeah. They have to continue to add content to pique the interest of people, keep people subscribing, and bring in new subscribers, right? That's the way this works. So, yo, Gamer, thanks very much, man. Thank you. I hadn't seen this, and that's it's a very notable classic game for PS1, and that's good news, dude. That's good news. Cool. I'm guessing we'll see more once something official comes out. So, yo, have a great day, dude. Stay safe, okay? Maybe we'll see you later, buddy. Thank you, buddy. Okay, so THQ Nordic is going to be holding a showcase on Friday. Let's see if we can find out a time. That's not it. Looks like 3 p.m. Eastern. So that would be right at the end of the stream for us, close to the end of the stream for us on Friday. So we'll watch that. We'll watch that. Showcase takes place Friday, August 12th at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. So it'll be 1 or 2 p.m. for us. So that's right towards the end of our stream. That's at about what, our 8-hour mark. 8-hour mark. So we'll watch it. We'll watch it on Friday, okay? I'll keep that up. And we'll watch the THQ digital showcase on Friday. So we actually have a few minutes here, but I'm going to go ahead and close out this news segment. We're going to watch the Nintendo showcase coming up before we get into our Witcher gameplay this morning, okay? We've got a Nintendo showcase that lasts about 30 minutes. The main thing they're planning on showing off is Splatoon 3, but we'll see some other Nintendo stuff, I'm sure. On that note, I'm going to close out the news segment and just say thank you to everybody that's always a part of what we do here. And thank you to everybody that came in and was part of the news segment today, okay? You guys rock. I appreciate you being here and helping to make this community such an amazing place, okay? For myself and everybody else that wants to be a part of what we do here. If you're viewing this on YouTube and you are enjoying the content, then see what you can do about coming and hanging out with myself and all the other amazing members of this community when we go live at 6 a.m. CST every single day to start all of our streams off with video gaming news, okay? Before we move into whatever gameplay we have planned for the day. Also, see if you wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe button and maybe leave me a comment so we can have some discussion regarding some of these topics we went over today, all right? Other than that, everybody just stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and I will see everybody tomorrow for August 11th edition of Video Gaming News, all right?